before. I mean, we travelled a long way today.
Well, we're on the Prestige side of town now, so welcome.
Yeah, so legitimately, this is what, like an Eastern...
So this is Eastern. It's probably just a little bit further out than where we would normally
your target, yeah.
So,
but you've also got to find a warehouse, don't you?
Exactly, and we don't want to be paying triple what we're paying now for the sake of 5 extra minutes travel.
Yeah.
So, fortunately, with this place too, there's a there's like two major freeways, and you just go 5 minutes that way, you're at one, 5 minutes that way, you're at the other. So it's really central for the guys.
Yep.
So that's really important. We used to have a factory down at Dandenong South, and that was far, far east. And we just didn't use it because it's just too far. And, if we're in northern suburbs, it would be about an hour's travel. So it's too far.
Do you store stuff here? Like material, or you've
got all our stuff is stored here. Our machinery, our chemicals, our van. We've only got one spare van there at the moment, which is getting its tyres replaced later on today.
Because you do so many miles.
Yeah, that's one of the older ones. So we're trying to update them all now because there's just it's like $1,500 to service them, the old ones. So you pay 50% up front, but in the long run, you end up paying way more.
For the van?
Yeah, so when I started out, 15, 20K was a bit more attractive than 30, 35K for a new van. So
no, I feel you,
we decided to go with them, but to service them, there's always things going wrong with them. And how you going? We're just getting some lunch. Actually, these guys are doing a bit of a filming thing, so they're just going to follow Clint around, and we're just having a bit of a chat. So this is the cafe in Burwood that we come to.
How you going?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you?
Very well. Can you do a double shot half latte, a piccolo? Yep. Thank you. Oh, I bet you're glad you bought your jumper. Nice and warm?
Not bad.
He's got a t-shirt on.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll have to get myself a DK. A DK, yeah.
He would love it if you called it a DK.
Okay. What's that mean? What does it mean, DK?
That's his initials, David King.
Oh, okay.
So you don't do much on that side of social
YouTube?
media? Like, even videos?
So we're really big on Instagram.
Yep. And you got some great fodder for that.
Yeah, and we do, obviously Instagram, website. I used to be a massive hater of Facebook. Like, I was like, Facebook's finished.
10 years
ago. It just keeps hanging in there. And it's becoming a really targeted way of reaching your clientele. So, as much as we don't like Facebook, everyone continues to use it. And you find yourself looking at it, a few times a day still. And your ad can pop up. So we can get so targeted with Facebook to the point where we can actually target people that that own a house that's worth over 1.5 million.
And they earn this much money.
That's right, and they earn this much money. It's so specific. I'd still manage the Instagram myself.
Yep.
I'm the only one that...
So you interact, you respond to comments.
I'm not the most interactive with it, to be honest with you. So Instagram was something that we started in 2013. So we were one of the first construction-based businesses to get on Instagram.
Yeah, that would make sense, 13.
And we really smashed it. We got a big following really quickly. And back then when it was all new, it was like, wow, this is cool, prestige surfaces. Look at that cool landscape.
Yeah.
And we're just a cleaning and sealing company at the end of the day. We're not interesting at all. We're like,
same with us, man.
You might as well be irrigation.
There's no good content, so we have to piggyback their content.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do, and that's what we did. The problem now is that there's so much more. The builders are smashing Instagram. The architects are smashing it. Now everyone's watching them and what they're doing. They're the leaders. And little cleaning company over here, irrigation company. Yeah. We're no one. Yeah. So we have to be really creative in what we do. So we'll get professional photographers on certain jobs. We'll collaborate with people like Dave Franklin and things like that.
And that's what we're trying to do with this.
We'll make it interesting. That's good that you're getting out there.
It feels like we've done more getting out there in the last month or two than we ever have before.
And how's it going for you?
It's good. I mean, the guy that we met this morning, he walked up to me in Sydney at the irrigation show last week.
Yeah, right.
And just said, hey man, I follow all your shit on Instagram, on
Yep.
LinkedIn.
Yep.
Love what you're doing.
Yep.
And we chatted for a little while. You got all that content, didn't you? So we filmed. We caught him coming to me and going, "Hey, I watch all your shit. Can I talk to you?" Which is wicked. And then I'm like, "We're in Melbourne on Monday.
Yeah.
Can we do a podcast?" He's like, "I love it." So we met him this morning.
Yep. So DK's just cameraman.
And he edits as well.
And does he do anything else in the business?
No, he's useless.
So purely full-time video person.
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding.
Full wage. So you got to commit to it if you can do it.
I feel like the way the world is going now is we've been really bombarded by social media and, look at me type people. And I mean, I put myself out there as well. We do, I'm the face of the business. I get up and speak to people. I voice radio ads. I get in TV stuff, and it's great, but I feel like it's, 3-4 years ago, it was like, oh, cool. That's people take notice. I find that a lot of people are doing it now, and it's becoming less
like the minimum entry to business now.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah, it's not as effective, but it's certainly worthwhile. But it's not. It doesn't have that. And same with Instagram. It doesn't have that. It's not like it used to be.
You need to do something different.
And that's it, exactly. And absolutely, we do. I suppose we have a marketing mix, so we have lots of different avenues of targeting our clients.
Who's your target client? Trade or?
It's a bit of both. So we do builders, tilers, landscapers, anyone installing stone shops, and residential homeowners.
And not supply only. You have a service as well.
We don't do any supply. We just service. That's it.
Really?
We used to do supply and the service and people. It's a really specialised thing. It takes me 12 months to get one person from when they come on to be good enough to go and do a job on their own. And even then they'd start off with a small, like a trav job, like quite an easy one. So it's really, really specialised. And it's not like if we put an ad up for a new employee, there's like 15 people that have done surface no
prep.
one's going to be experienced. We have to train them from scratch. I've actually put on people in the past that have so-called experience, and it's really bad. What they've learned at their previous companies is just
so you're
rubbish.
almost better off just hiring someone with no idea with a good personality.
100%. Yeah,
that's what we do.
Yeah,
that's why I've got a video about our values, about the 12 values that Waterpro have, and basically almost watch that. And if you don't think that's you, just don't apply.
Yeah.
But then we usually find the right people, like DK. I mean, he applied with a video. He's a bit of a unique one. He's a unicorn, but he was applying for a video role, so apply with a video. But the other guys all fit that values, but none of them had any. I mean, Matt did. He had an irrigation background, but Chris was a truck driver. Jared worked at Macca's flipping burgers.
And what's your intentions?
Mine or theirs?
Moving forward, like what's the goal?
For me, to have the biggest irrigation empire in Australia. So the play for me would be open another shop in Adelaide. In Lonsdale, which is like our southern industrial estate. So you got Adelaide, and then you know much about this, eh? Like Adelaide, Gawler, Lonsdale, like there's that kind of strip. Gawler's a lot lower socioeconomic. You're not going to get the eastern suburbs trade that we have doing work out there. Lonsdale's got more money because it's coastal. So you can still get some work out there, and those councils are growing.
Would you consider doing supply and apply? Or supply and install?
Very unlikely.
No.
One of the strengths for us is that we don't.
So, see, a lot of the landscapers though and builders, they are subbing a lot more out now. So even paving. So landscapers aren't even doing paving anymore.
Even their wet lay.
Well, that's right. And they prefer it. So for us, it would. I guess some of our clients could almost clean and protect a job for the same price as what we could, but they're not going to do as good of a job. There's no way they can do a job that's up to our quality. So they'd actually prefer to get us in and spend the same, if not a little bit more, and make sure that the job is done right.
If they're making a margin on it as well, then
exactly.
And that's their
of
business,
course, exactly.
But the fuck normal. That was one of our values. Is like if you measure yourself against anyone else, then you're fucked. So that's why I made the value fuck normal because it's so extreme that no one would say it. No business would openly. I've got a shirt. I'll show you. I don't know if I've got it. I've got a hoodie coming with a fuck normal logo on it. It's like I got hoodies. I'm getting hoodies picked up.
Bed top or?
No. Like I'll wear these to fucking meetings and shit. I just wasn't sure. Yeah. I just entered Melbourne with a bit more respect, and I don't want to be like. I want to come here.
You know what? Like I'm from Geelong originally. Geelong is like Adelaide.
Well, these hoodies were made in Geelong.
I can go to work in thongs. I can go to work in t-shirts and stuff. But
these hoodies were made in Geelong. This guy lives there, so that's one of my H2O Pro hoodies.
Yep.
And then that's one that DK made, Play the Long Game.
Okay.
So that's one of our 12 values.
Yep.
So I'm getting hoodies and shirts made for all our values.
Yeah.
And I'll just wear them. That'll be my uniform.
Yep.
I don't want to run into Melbourne with my fucking head up high and just assume that Waterpro is going to be successful. So I'm being cautious and respectable and respectful.
Yeah.
And listening and asking people like, where should we have a shop? Where do you see a gap? Who's the client you can introduce me to? And all those little.
Yeah.
You know, and then eventually you'll see me walking around in thongs and fucking Ugg boots and.
It's it's welcome. We welcome it.
Yeah. Well, I was here for the landscape show. And I didn't.
You actually went to the landscape show?
Yeah, that's where I met a lot of the guys.
How did you find it?
I thought it was pretty average, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'd never been to one before, so that was my only one.
That was their first attempt, and it's funny.
No, not the landscape show. When I say that,
Melbourne
I meant
Fair and Garden Show.
Yeah, that.
You went to that? You didn't like that?
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it would be bigger. I thought there'd be more stuff.
I mean, it's quite compact.
I think it was nice. The jobs were good.
Yeah, I think
it's a bit. Some of the stuff was a bit.
You're in and out really quickly. Yeah, I mean, this year the design.
And I wasn't there to look at anything. I wasn't even going to go into the show.
Yeah.
Like I was here to meet people.
Yeah.
So
well, that's good then.
It's an unbiased thing. It's probably unfair for me to comment because I'm not a landscape designer. I'm a human, so I can look at shit and go, "Oh, that looks good," but I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah. Should we go back?
Let's go. Do you come here a lot, or it's just like a?
Yeah. Obviously, it's walking distance from the car.
Yeah. So. You know what, man? We got a few because Kent Town's. I don't know if you're familiar with Kent Town. We've got heaps around us, but they're just all shit or expensive.
Cafes.
Just so crazy. Like $19.80 for a burger in Adelaide. It's just fucking stupid. Oh, I had a Big Mac for breakfast this morning. Like a picture of health. You know, you're talking about Sarah Hant.
Who?
Ryan Serhant or
Serhant. Yep.
He, the one thing he's got under control that I don't at the moment is his health. So that's the only.
Yeah, he loves the gym.
My only liability, and he's always eating like juices and fucking rice and meat and whatever else. So that's my next.
I was going to get a juicer in the office.
Well, I had a juicer in the office. No one looked after it.
No,
so then again, I got a coffee machine that no one looks after. I had it under control, but
I think what it's funny because I find that the real fitness people, like that, you're either really into something, and for me it's business, and I'm sure you're the same, and that's my passion. Whereas some people are just into fitness, and that's their passion.
And so if they happen to own a gym, then they have both.
Absolutely. And it's pretty cool to see, like Ryan, who's can have both.
Yeah, that's right. Well, then
you
sprinkle some kids in the middle of that mix.
And he might go the other way. Exactly.
Well, dude, I was 20 kilos lighter than I am now 2 years ago.
Yep.
With one kid, and I've got 3 now.
Wow.
And they say, well, I shouldn't blame them, but fuck it, it's my kid's fault.
The office, Terry.
How are you, mate?
Clint, DK. So this is my little room that I've set up for us. So now, Clint, we do pool paving around the pool, yeah?
This is a good segue. What?
Yeah,
tell me a bit more about your